What's up, Bigger Nation? I hope we're having an awesome week. If you're like me, we picked up the snow spread last week, so that means duck depression has moved in. Unfortunately, it's a few months until season, but on the plus side, it's only a few months till season. I'm really looking forward to hunting teal and just duck season in general. So right now is the time to prepare. So today we're going to be talking about duck call for beginners. This is going to be the hail call. So far we've talked about the quack, we've talked about the greeting. Both of those calls are going to be building blocks to get to the hail call. So if you haven't yet, check those both out. Especially if you're a beginner, you're really going to need to build the foundation and then build up to where we're at right now. So I'd really tell you to jump on over to the quack, watch that one, the greeting, then come back to this one. So today, before we jump into the hail call, a couple things. Number one, this video is going to drop on a Friday. Till midnight, there's going to be a huge sale going on, up to 50% on some stuff. Our crest hoodie is going to be 50% off. Huge. Great for everything, especially turkey season that's going on right now. It's green, blends in perfect, and then as you get into duck season. So if you haven't yet, make sure to hit subscribe. And you don't want to miss out on this one, and then the last installment of Duck Call for Beginners, the feeder. So let's jump in. Today I've got the Toxic Nothing But Duck. I've got the B. Hoover Custom Calls. It's Orange Rub Kookaburra. And then I've got the Timber Rattler from Redbeard's Custom Calls. The reason I do that is because they're all different styles. They all have a different sound to them. So if your call doesn't sound like mine, a couple things. Practice. You get better, you sound better. Second of all, each call has its different sound. Their soundboards are all done differently, which means they make them sound different, plus reads. If you want to learn more about duck calls, jump back to the quack as well. I give more of a breakdown of calls. So let's jump in. So the hail call, the idea behind it is basically you're trying to get a duck's attention. So I'm going to do it on all three of them. Starters, I'm going to make this pretty clear, it's unrealistic. The hail call is really meant to get a duck's attention. You hear it on, call stages or professionals maybe, but if you're really out and about, you're not going to hear a duck just wailing. Things that you're going to hear more consistently is like the greeting, like we talked last time. The hail call is more or less just a louder, longer greeting call. So here's like a greeting call, and then a hail call. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to do a greeting call, except you're just going to make it longer. So like you do a greeting call, wah, 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 right? And then a hail call is wah, 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 wah. So cadence most times of the hail call is like 5 or 7, so each level was a cadence. So boom, 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 or boom, 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 boom. Really is the idea behind the hail call, more or less, is to get a duck's attention. Ducks are social creatures. That's why they run in flocks. They run either with their family or the same species. But really what it is you're getting a duck's attention because they're a social creature. They're curious, right? They hear another duck from a distance, like, hey, let's go check it out. Maybe there's water, maybe there's food. That's what they're looking for. And when you see other ducks, they think, hey, I'm going to survive. I'm going to be with those guys. Or, hey, maybe they got something that I don't have. So with that reasoning, it's about getting their attention. So the situations you would use a hail call the most is going to be big open water situations, like a lake or a river. We're going to call them from a big distance. Or I use it on a field situation. My hail call is probably the one I use the least. Why I say that is because it is unrealistic, and I think that used in the right manner, can make you more successful, but I would say 7 times out of 10 it's unrealistic and it'll flare ducks. Now put this into situation. We had, and it's actually one of my videos. It's a quick public hunt. So I was with Jordan from Good Life Outdoorsman. If you haven't checked him out, I would. He has a great duck hunting content, but he's really getting into fishing content. So if you're looking for that, check it out. Basically, we were sitting in this pond, and for whatever reason, these mallards would swirl, lock up, and then you can even see in the video, they lock up, hit about 60 yards, and then kind of just skirt, and then they just didn't seem like they liked us. Now, in that situation, a lot of times you start thinking about what's wrong with my decoys, what's wrong with my hide. And maybe it's the way that they were flaring, it wasn't a big flare, so it wasn't my calling. So what's going on? Well, I quit calling for a second, and I hear these two guys. So here's the pond, here's a road, and they're, for whatever reason, standing by a fence post, just wailing on their calls. That's what they were worried about. They were seeing those guys and hearing them. And so, huge problem, right? Obviously in that video, I didn't be able to be successful with those group of mallards because of those guys. But one of the main issues is, if you're sitting out in the marsh and you're wailing on your call, when those ducks, hit 60, 70 yards, what they're looking for is that call. They're looking for that sound, and if you're wailing on that call, they're going to pick you out, especially if you don't have a good hide. So that's a big issue. The hail call can be used in a great way, but really what it is just hitting those cadences. Wah, 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 wah. If you want to learn more, or like I said, if you haven't checked it out or checked out the greeting and know what I'm talking about with cadences, jump on over that one. I get a little more in depth on that view. So that really finishes it off for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe. I really appreciate it. Appreciate every one of our subscribers. And actually, if you haven't yet or haven't heard on or seen on our social medias, we're going to be coming out the Big Red Hunters podcast. The podcast idea is to help new hunters. It just gives another level of value to the people who listen and watch our stuff, our customers. So that'll be coming out on April 21st. I kind of gave an announcement last week. I haven't set a date, but now I am. So when I drop this video on Friday, it won't be the next Wednesday, it'll be the following Wednesday. So make sure to check that out. So, alright guys, appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this, and have a great week.